Welcome to Conversations with Hannah. Today we are at our annual golf tournament at the Haven, a charity golf tournament for the benefit of Shrewsbury Youth and Family Services, St. Anne's Human Services, and Westborough Food Pantry. Joined here today by representatives of those offices, we have Kaelin from Shrewsbury Youth and Family Services, Melinda Nies from St. Anne's, and we have Greene from Westborough Food Pantry.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about the proceeds of the golf tournament in a few minutes, but I want to spend a little time talking with Beth, our tournament director, for 11 years now. This is our 11th annual.
11 years.
Hard to believe. And first of all, the day is absolutely gorgeous.
Perfect.
It feels like the fall today.
Yes, it certainly
it's got that
does.
undertone,
Yep, it
but
does.
The golfers love it.
Yeah.
They're very excited for that.
Perfect.
It's a gorgeous day.
It couldn't be better.
And we have a great group of golfers out there. First of all, we have to start off by thanking our presenting sponsor, Grossman Development Group,
Yes.
who continues to be incredibly generous. Howard Grossman, Christine Grossman, and their family and the company for supporting this tournament and supporting so much of what SYFS does. And just their incredible generosity has allowed all of the three charities to benefit greatly. And so we're very thankful for them. We also have so many of our returning sponsors who year after year have been committed to coming here and being part of it. Dave Carlstrom Press Metal has a foursome out there today as a lead sponsor. Shrewsbury Federal Credit Union,
Yep, they've been
Michael
wonderful.
Hale and team are out there as well.
They donated a lot to our auction and raffle too.
Yeah,
Credit
and Don Musial from Win Waste. Not only are they a leaderboard sponsor, but every year we've had golf balls that they've donated, and this year we have honey.
Because they have a hive at the landfill site,
Wow.
and they are able to make their own honey there. It's really quite impressive.
Yeah,
That's
it's
amazing.
fantastic.
It's good honey. I love it.
Everyone is so excited about that, and so we're very grateful. And we also have our thank you gift sponsor, Thrive Real Estate, now powered by Lamakia Realty, back again. And this year, so last year we contemplated doing an umbrella, and then we decided to go with a big cooler, and then it rained on our original rain date for the first time ever. So we did have a beautiful rescheduled day in the fall, which was gorgeous. It was warmer than this.
Yeah, it really was.
And so this year we decided we absolutely have to do the umbrella, as
Yes,
the
we
golf
did.
gift. So it's a really nice umbrella, and we're excited about that. And then I also want to mention we have a new sponsor this year, a hole-in-one sponsor, GFI Partners, who has come into town and is a wonderful partner with us.
They've been a
and
great
doing so much.
partner. They actually were instrumental in being able to develop the Suntech North property
Yep.
and working with them to bring really great high-tech, clean manufacturing into Shrewsbury in a way that is low use on our infrastructure, but really does create great jobs for the community. And so really grateful for GFI and the work that they're doing in town.
Yeah, they were super excited about being involved and really grateful that they wanted to step up and be such a high dollar sponsor as well. And then we have Jim and Paul Bonomo, who are amazing people who year after year after year have been longtime supporters of this charity tournament and of the charities themselves, as well as Ian and Maureen Johnson. And again, just a wonderful couple who has been so generous. We also have E.L. Harvey, who, for as long as we've been doing this tournament, has been a sponsor, and Cornerstone Bank, who started a couple years ago, who also has been a very generous sponsor to us. And then one of the highlights out there every year is the barbecue on the course that the Pluto Development Corporation sponsors. Where it is on the course, people can go by and eat 4 times, and they do. They can have hamburger, cheeseburger, or hot dog,
And sausage. Yeah.
So they get one of each. Yep. And then amazingly, they're still ravenous when they come in for the reception.
Like 3 hours later.
And our 19th hole reception when golfers come in is sponsored by Central One Federal Credit Union, and they too have been just a tremendous sponsor for us. It's our second highest sponsorship, and Devin, the Central Federal Credit Union president, is out there golfing today with his foursome. Great guy, and carrying on certainly the long legacy of David Lecquier's generosity in our community as well. So we're really grateful. And then finally, we have a bunch of sponsorships after that, and I know that we're going to share on screen our full list of sponsors, and so just please make sure that you check them out, because these people are very generous, these companies, and so whatever you can do to support them and their local businesses is wonderful as well. And then, of course, we have to talk about, with sponsorship, Chief Joseph.
Yes.
His given name was Robert Tricanian. The name that he likes to be known by is Chief Joseph. Simply an amazing man.
Yes.
Uh,
So generous.
Incredibly generous. He likes to be so far below the radar screen.
Yes.
He wants no recognition for what he does, which is why it's really important to recognize him.
Yes.
He has, always been such an incredible supporter of Shrewsbury and of this tournament. And really want to acknowledge this year he did a leaderboard sponsorship, and then he stepped up and made donations to each of the 3 charities. On top of that, he wanted to give more this year.
Yeah.
Because he
Amazing.
recognizes the need and he knows the good work that you all do. And so really want to thank the chief. And I know, Melinda, you were talking about
Yeah.
something that you had
Yes,
used the funds for.
yeah. So what we just received from the chief, we directly goes into our farm program,
Yeah.
into the voucher program,
That's
and I
great.
can even get more vouchers if we run through what we have now.
That's fantastic.
So it went right into the community.
Yep.
So thank you, chief.
He's a wonderful man
Yeah.
and deeply grateful for all of his support.
I met
as well.
him a few years ago.
Yes.
When he brought us.
Yes.
I was the only
Yeah.
person there, and he
Yeah.
came in, and I said, "Oh, could I please get your name, just so we can
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
officially thank you?" And he said, "No, you cannot." And he turned around and walked out the door.
Amazing.
That's it.
Yeah,
said,
he is an incredible man, and
Yeah.
I love getting mail from him because he has a million stickers on every piece of mail he
yes.
sends, and I always know before even looking at who the return is from. I'm like, oh, the chief sent something.
Something good.
So when we did go around to deliver the early checks as part of the tournament, we made sure to take a picture. Fred and I got one
Yes.
together, and
one.
and
Thank you.
Melinda and Dot and I got one, and I printed them off and sent them to him as part of the thank you, so that
Wonderful.
just he
Good.
could see the gratitude in your faces.
They're
and
good
as
people
part
out
of
here.
it.
Yeah, very good. He's
Wonderful.
Thank you.
In addition to getting sponsorships in money, we get a lot of people who donate auction and
Yes, we
raffle
do.
items. So
Yes.
what are some of the big things that we have this year?
Well, actually, this year we have a lot of tickets. So tickets to 3 different Red Sox games that were
Which
donated.
is hot right now.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
When we started talking in April, we're like, no one will want tickets. And now it's like,
And they're really good seats, and one of them is for Pokemon Go night, which is a big deal for people. Like, if you wanted to go and do that with kids, like, that's a lot of fun. We have tickets to Six, the musical, which is coming to Hanover Theater, and then just so many gift certificates to local restaurants and stores. And, the town center of Shrewsbury, those businesses are very generous in donating, and there's a beautiful town center abundance basket that was put together by Melanie Bertrucci. So there's just something
Yes.
for everyone. Golf clubs and
we should also mention that Melanie also puts together all of the thank you gifts.
Wow.
So that was the wrapping, which Fred is holding because it's so windy here today. If not. But she also has her entire living room taken over for the month of August
Yes.
with all of the thank you gifts that she
these are a little
bought.
smaller this year, smaller
Yes.
footprint.
Last year was very big.
and
that-
she had them in a whole extra month.
Yes. Actually, almost
6
2.
weeks.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that we like to talk about every year is not just how much fun this day is, and it really is a fun day. Everyone here is just in the best of moods, and they're out there having a great round of golf and having fun. But everyone is also here for the right reason, that they understand the amazing work that the 3 beneficiary charities take every day in our community. And so want to spend a little bit of time talking about the work that you're doing, maybe the challenges you're seeing right now, and perhaps how these funds will be used in the coming year. And I don't know, Fred, you want to start us off with Shrewsbury
Sure.
Youth and Family Services?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks. It's great being here as always. Shrewsbury Youth and Family, most of the time we're doing counseling for children and families, obviously. Last year, about 75% of who we saw for individual counseling were between the ages of 5 and 18.
Wow.
So we're really talking about the youth in our community, getting the support they need, in a local, accessible way. And right now, the funds that we get from this amazing tournament help support all kinds of things that we're doing when we're building programs to respond to community needs. So we're seeing right now a lot of interest in developing curriculum for gambling addiction, which is something that unfortunately
boy.
we're seeing a huge rise, and it's also a rise for young people because of the apps. The
Online.
gambling apps are fairly easy to get access to. So just as one example, we've been doing vaping for years.
Yeah.
That is still an issue and still popular in terms of folks signing up for that. We co-sponsored the first ever Pride 5K with
Yep.
the First Congregational Church. That kind of you were the presenting sponsor for
Yeah,
that
that
as
was
well.
what a great, and that
It-
had over 400 people.
400,
at it the
400
first
registrants for
time.
the
Yeah.
you know when we
fun.
and the let me say the church came to us. They had already had the idea, so they came to us to co-host it with them. And our goal was 150 for the first year.
Yeah.
And we did
Oh, wow.
400. So from that and these kinds of proceeds, we're also developing more specific outreach for LGBTQ youth and families and individuals as well.
That's great. Well,
Great.
it's an amazing amount of
Excellent.
work that is done. And Shrewsbury Youth and Family Services certainly started in Shrewsbury, but we do a lot of work in other communities and principally in Westborough. You want to talk a little bit about
Yeah.
the work that we're doing there?
Absolutely. So I arrived there about a year ago, and we
Yep.
had just started our contract. The town of Westborough has a department, Westborough Youth and Family, and they subcontract the counseling to us. So we have 2 clinicians just for Westborough that
Yeah.
are there
Wonderful.
in the center of town in Westborough. So really similar model,
Yep.
very accessible, very local. And in Westborough, we saw more clients this past year there than they'd ever seen before. So it's going well. It also tells you that the need is there,
Yeah.
right? And again, majority youth. A lot of the referrals are from the school district.
Yep.
So just a really great, partnership. Being in Shrewsbury for 42 plus years, and then having an adjacent town with so many similarities.
Yep.
Seeing how this model could also work.
Yeah, that's great. And we were also fortunate to be able to get some money in the state budget again this year for Shrewsbury Youth and Family
Yes,
Services. And that is really a credit also to a lot of the colleagues whose communities that we touch. The Youth Mental Health First Aid Program is something that we've done all across the Commonwealth, and even for state agencies, for police departments, for Department of Children and Families at the state level. So it's always great when I go to file that earmark because so many people are supportive of it because they understand the work that the agency does. And I no longer have to explain that it's not just about Shrewsbury anymore. They now get it, that it
Right.
is really having a huge statewide impact.
Absolutely. Yeah, when I first got that list of all of the towns that
Yeah.
either for the school districts or the
Yep.
fire department or the police department that
Yeah.
we've done in the last 3 years, when I first arrived,
Yeah.
that's what I was blown away.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, tremendous. So, moving over to our Westborough food pantry, also Commonwealth heroine this year, won that because of all of her amazing work and volunteerism. But Dot, tell us what you're seeing at the food pantry right now.
Well, considering that when we started 39 years ago, we had 15 clients. And now we're closing in on 175 families. That gives us, with the individuals and the families, we are providing food for about 350 people every week.
Yeah.
And that's just a growth that it's a 6% growth since last year, and just in the last 2 months it's been a 30% growth. The food insecurity is just unbelievable.
Yeah, the Greater Boston Food Bank report that came out, and we held a briefing on as the Food System Caucus. I mean, it's the same 1 in 3 families faces food insecurity here in the Commonwealth. And, unfortunately, we're a high cost state. And so you're challenged not just by the cost of food, but you have a higher rent cost, you have a higher transportation cost, a homeownership cost. And so food ends up getting squeezed. And it's another area too where we see kids in particular. We now have universal school meals, which is wonderful.
Right.
So all kids have access to meals in school. But particularly summertime, it can get challenging when they're not in school and they don't have access at the level that they usually do. And most parents tend to want to make sure their children are fed. So it ends up certainly the adults face those high levels of food insecurity.
And in the elementary schools, the cafeteria, they have what's called the share table. And if you're eating lunch and you went, "Oh, I don't want this apple, I don't want this," you put it on the share table.
Yeah.
And anybody else who wants it can go get it. And at the end of each of those sessions, women from the Women's Club in Westborough go from elementary school to elementary school and bring the leftovers to us.
That's so smart.
We're in the food pantry.
Yeah.
And the kids, because we do tours, and I've had second graders we go, that's from my school. That's from my school. We take them
That's
through.
what a great thing.
But we love having the kids involved.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are involved through their neighborhoods because different neighborhoods have been almost competing with one another. How much did they raise over there in food? How much did they raise in food donations? And it's gotten to the point, a great donation. Little Ben, 6 years old, came in with $5.56 that he made on his snow cone little bench out front. And he was just like so proud. He said, keep the kids involved. We get donations unbelievably from civic organizations in town, the schools, the churches,
The Scouts, did they
All of
just
the
have
pub-
their big food
Yeah,
drive
the
not
food
too
truck.
long ago?
Yeah, the truck.
the
Yeah, that-
Scouts. Oh, the
Yeah.
truck over at Roach Brothers, yeah, that was over 2,000 pounds
Yeah,
of food that
yeah,
came in. However, it still costs us a lot
Yeah.
because we make sure every family gets chicken, beef, and eggs
Yeah.
and bread every week.
Yeah.
Every week. And for example, last year we spent $16,000 on eggs. On eggs. And you're thinking that how many dozen eggs is
Right.
that? It doesn't matter, they're needed.
Yep.
And that's part of where the charity comes in handy. And the charity also, for several years, we've been partnering with the farmers
Yeah.
in the area. And this year we added our farmers market.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
great.
wonderful.
It's worked really well to the point they get a $10 coupon
Yep.
every week.
That's great.
In the last 6 weeks, $6,500 worth of coupons have been used in our
And the local farms.
and our local farms.
And that's really tremendous. And that actually is what we're trying to do on the state level as well. It's one of the reasons we have the Healthy Incentives Program. For SNAP recipients, they can also have access to that. And if they use it on locally grown produce and vegetables, the dollars come right back to them. And so it's a win for people who are facing food insecurity. It's another opportunity to get fresh, healthy, locally grown food. But it's a tremendous boost as well to our farmers and local ag, who unfortunately many times can also be food insecure themselves because
Yes.
running a farm is not profitable. It's
No.
incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
And so we've been really excited about that impact, the dual impact that's happening across the state. So it's great to see it on the local level as
Yes,
well.
and different organizations have developed a program where they go from farm to farm to farm. This is going to spoil,
Yes,
you're not able
yeah,
to sell
right.
all of this, gives it to them, and they go from food pantry to
Yep.
food pantry. They're out of Acton.
Yeah.
And they give us all kinds of fresh vegetables. And our clients are just ecstatic over that.
Oh, yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
God,
the fresh.
fresh vegetables.
Yeah.
But it's not easy.
Nope, it's a lot of work, and it's all volunteers.
Yes, all volunteers, and we have about 70.
Yeah.
And they do everything from, we've got a bread man, we've got somebody that goes and gets eggs, we have
Yeah.
somebody that does the meat, somebody that goes to Roach Brothers bin, somebody goes to Stop and Shop, and somebody goes to the fire station.
Yeah.
They're just all of these things for them to do. And like you said, it's all volunteer.
Well, and it's the same for St. Anne's.
Yes, we are also an all volunteer operation. We don't have the a 70, but we do have a good solid 20
Yeah.
that I count on every week. Today was actually my distribution day, so I was in my scrubs this morning, or not my scrubs, but my junky clothes at the Worcester County Food Bank.
Yep.
Speaking with Jean McMurray, who
Who's
is
retiring.
after
I know.
30 years, Jean.
I know.
And she always gives me little tidbits of wisdom about
Yep.
SNAP and different impacts things have. And we are very nervous about what's going to happen when the
Yeah.
SNAP is reduced for a lot of my clients. So, that's we take it as it comes, really. But just to kind of circle back to the farm program, of course, I met Dot and Polly through this.
Yeah.
As I was kind of new to my position, and we now, of course, have the same. We have the same vouchers for
Yeah.
our clients. We do Paquette's Farm.
Yep.
and Barbarians. So we're specific with those two. And we're giving our clients actually $20 a month in farm coupons and Shrewsbury residents. I do have some Worcester clients, but we are St. Anne's is the food pantry for Shrewsbury.
Yeah.
But man, do they? I mean, they just are you giving me more coupons? Like it is.
That's wonderful.
And then I go talk to Ellen Barbarian, and she's just thrilled because it's an extra.
Yeah.
We're hoping to do at least 5,000 to strictly to Barbarians. So, luckily her season goes into November.
Yep.
So we're there.
But don't you find the clients asking, when are we getting coupons?
Oh,
When are
all
we
the
doing
time.
this?
It's
When
such
are
a
we
brilliant.
doing
I mean, that is a win-win. Like I can't even. It's the best.
Yeah,
Thing I've learned
investing
from
right
you.
in the local economy to our local providers.
Yes,
Yep.
yeah, and it's not an
Absolutely.
easy business. And people, oh, it's so expensive. Well, sure, but that's because you're getting farm fresh
Right.
stuff. So, also our we've been able to work with Rise.
Yep.
I always forget the acronym, but we were supporting Rise, which is in the center of Shrewsbury. It's the students from 18 to 23 that the special needs kids.
Yep.
They come to our pantry and help box up food.
wonderful.
We were delivering right to mock,
Yep.
making opportunities count.
Yep.
So it was again a win-win. We've got the kids working with us. They have the key to the pantry to go in and do their own things.
Oh,
Yeah, it's wonderful. We've had to now kind of curtail that, but luckily Shrewsbury Public Schools has stepped in. Now we are doing. We don't do outreach at St. Anne's, but the public schools have done
Yes,
that for us. So now the Rise kids come in, make boxes for local identified students, students from the school,
Sure.
and they get delivered to their homes by the Shrewsbury Public Courier.
Great.
So, because Shrewsbury got some money
Yep.
last year and they bought a
Yes.
van.
Yep.
So, we're all sort of interconnected. And I think what I learned especially from Westborough, they really, anything that they do, I think, okay, I got to do that too.
Yeah.
So that's why I really appreciate this charity. It ties us all in. I've gotten, I get to meet people. I know Dot now, I know Polly.
Yep.
They know me. If they have extra stuff, we talk to one another.
Yeah. And I really think, over the last, this is the 11th year of this tournament. We had Matt's for 3 years before that we were both involved with. So the last 14 years, I've definitely seen an increase in knowledge around sort of the prevalence of food insecurity in our communities. I think beforehand it was less understood. But I've also seen so many more people working together, the town and the schools working with the providers, the volunteers in the community. And I think it's a much better system of support locally than it was in the past. And then again, also supporting our local producers, which is so important. And I know, you talk at the Shrewsbury Select Board, the conversation about food insecurity.
Yes,
and
we
have
dedicated
some
quite a
funds.
bit of the American Rescue Plan Act dollars to that van that you
Yeah,
talked about,
yeah,
right?
which is being utilized
right,
for
and
food
then working to
insecurity.
stand up the pantry at the senior center,
Which is lovely.
Which is
Really wonderful.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's not nearly as extensive as what you
Yeah, but
have
they
at
don't-
St. Anne's, but it does serve a
doesn't need
need.
to
And
be.
then through my work in the Rotary Club, we also have the community fridge, which sits outside of the senior center, and the town is gracious enough to host that fridge and allow us to use the electricity to keep it running.
Yeah.
And that's a 24/7. So anybody who needs can take what they want and then make a donation if they like.
And when that was started, I wondered, sort of the Facebook presence, would the momentum keep up? Because people were very generous from the get-go.
Yes.
And it has.
We have groups that
Yeah, it's
will,
really incredible.
Girl Scouts will do service
Yeah.
projects, local groups in town will do projects, and then we have Wegmans that gives us donations and Panera, but then we also have just some community members who like to be anonymous but
Yeah.
will write us checks
Nice.
several times a year so that we're, as Rotarians, we're able to purchase gift cards and then we go shopping and we fill the fridge.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it's been really incredible. And so I think the awareness has made us more responsive and better in terms of
We
understanding
get
and
a
being
lot
in need.
of requests from people who come in and say, what do you need?
Yeah. Yep.
And I always post a list of what we're low on, and some of them, particularly one organization right near Lake Chauncey, they come over and they take a picture of my list, and the next week,
They have it there. Yeah.
there it is.
Yeah.
There it
Well,
is.
and as I mentioned, 11th year for this tournament, 3 years of Matt Beaton, 10 years of Karen Polito. So this is our 24th year overall. And can't wait for next year, our 25th year. We're very excited that this year we're going to once again be able to donate $60,000 in total, $20,000 to each of you three amazing charities. And we're closing in the 24-year running total is $940,000 donated. So we are very much hoping that next year we'll be able to hit the $1 million mark on our 25th year of this tournament and really sort of celebrate the generosity of so many in our communities.
Yeah.
But
Always looking for new sponsors. If
Yeah.
people are watching
Yes,
the
very
show,
much.
like
Yeah.
think about it now. Reach
Yeah.
out
It's
to
a
one
really
of us,
good-
and we'd love to
The money
bring in
goes-
some new sponsors. It goes directly to the
Yeah.
charities.
There's-
We don't
there's
have
no-
administrative
no,
costs. It
there's
is
no
us.
cost.
No, there's
we are free.
Free labor.
But it's also something we're both passionate about, and the host committee members are passionate about. Everyone who's part
Everybody
of this
chips in.
tournament just, wants to do whatever they can to support the three amazing nonprofits that you all are a part of. And so thank you for that.
Thank you.
And if you're watching, August 17th of 2026, is going to be the 25th anniversary.
Okay.
Yeah, always the third Monday in August.
Yeah. Mark
We
your
will be
calendar.
back here at the Haven. Hopefully, we'll have a day as amazing as this.
Perfect.
And we will spend a day having laughs, some good and some very bad golf. And, we'll gather at the end of the day for the program where we get to really speak about why we're doing this work. And we I laughed afterwards. We always say thank you and, welcome to the people who are going out to golf. And I said, I didn't even mention the charities because I find myself repeating myself, but I really want to hit home today when we speak at the program just about the intense need that is out there and how your three organizations are meeting the moment and that need, and there's still even more need. So despite all the good work that everyone is doing, more needs to be done. And sort of driving home that point. So we're gonna let everyone have a great day out on the golf course.
Yeah.
And
And then we'll depress them.
well, hopefully by then they've enjoyed the beverage hosted part.
That's right. Sign up again. But
But thank you, Beth. Really, I truly
Thank you,
appreciate
Beth.
all the
It's a
work that you
partnership.
do.
I enjoy it.
It keeps us focused on something which is joyful.
Yes.
In our roles
It does.
that we really want to support the work that you all do, and thank each one of you
thank
for
you.
all that you do
Thank
to
you.
support the community and your boards who volunteer their times, and everyone who works to make Shrewsbury and Westborough such amazing communities to live in and really support everyone who lives here. So thank you for joining us on Conversations with Hannah, and we will see you next time.